won't let you just uncover your secret. Don't wanna look weak in your image, it ain't worth losing. So you just act as if it's nothing happening. God sees you, and God hears you. Yes, God loves you. You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. Suicidal, depressed, but you won't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. You feel alone even though the people surround you. Popping pills every night even though you know they can't solve it. The emotional pain, it just seems way too heavy. Your mind is racing, wanna scream, somebody help me. God sees you, and God hears you. Yes, God loves you. These type of people sit right under our noses. We don't find out till we're on IG scrolling. We post a few memes, but then it keeps on happening. Something's gotta change, we gotta start talking and telling the truth without the fear of judgment. Gotta come together and really start loving and heal these people cause they slowly dying. Help them believe that their life is worth living. God sees you, and God hears you. Yes, God loves you. I pray there's an end to this suicide demon. We losing people too soon, they cutting and bleeding. They think no one cares, so I wrote this song to tell you, my God, He cares and He can heal you. He sees you when you're crying yourself to sleep, wondering if anybody hears me. You tell yourself you can't go on no more, but your life is worth fighting for. Don't leave this world too soon. There's so many people who really love you. Jesus is calling for you. He knows and He can heal you. I know you're hurting deep down inside, but my God, He came to give you life. You think no one cares, so you just sit there. I'm talking to you, get up from there. You gotta believe there's something better. So much better. God put purpose deep inside of you. The whole world is waiting for you.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
You said we on? What camera are we looking at?
Must be this.
Right in front of us to the right here. That's where we at.
That's where we at.
Let me see if I can get us live here. Can I get us live? It's live. Okay. All right, I ain't got us on here yet, but I'm gonna find it. Do I need to send out invites again?
I can go for you.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right, let's get it straight here. All right, so I see it now. I got it. Oh, I've got it. By golly, I've got it. All right, here we are. I love it. All right, so welcome back. As you can see, we didn't change positions on y'all because that's how we do it at Be Exposed Radio. We make it happen. Technical difficulties does not stop us from bringing you today's word. And today's word on the BBD radio show is going to be how to prepare your body and mind for spring. We've just started March. And the reason why I wanted to do this show is because we all want to look good when summer hits, right? When summer hits, everybody wants to look good. They want to be healthy. What I found to be the case is that often we wait too late to start. If you're going to start in June, it's too late. It takes 2 to 3 months for you to get results. So we thought we would bring you this show today in March to help you get you mentally prepared, spiritually prepared to get yourself ready for spring. So that way when June hits and July hits, you are already ready. It's already on your mind. So I'm going to send out some more invites for a second here. And while I do that, I did have something I wanted to mention. It was a current event. Why is it skipping my mind right now?
What was it about?
Something negative. Excuse me. That's all we got in current events these days. It was something negative going on in this crazy world, this crazy place we call a world. It's too much. I can't take it. But anyway, I'll touch on the what is she, a delegate for Harford County?
Yes.
See, it's just more and more of things getting proven to be correct, what I've been saying all along. You know, like, it's a lot of these people out here that feel the way they feel. And when you're in a society that's been training them and teaching them that, it's almost impossible for them not to be that way. They've grown up their whole life being filled with these stereotypes and passed down from generation to generation and truly believe that they are somebody that they're not. So I'm not surprised at all of her comments. Being a native of Harford County, like, come on, Harford County is one of the most racist counties probably in the state of Maryland, you know, and I'll be the first one to say that, you know. I'm from Harford County, but I'm from Havre de Grace. I'm proud of being from Havre de Grace, from the hoods that we come from. You know, I'm not proud of what Harford County represents. Harford County is a Republican county that's racist. So I'm not surprised at all. And I'm glad it is exposing how these people get down in Harford County. Like, I literally know some white people. One came from upstate New York. Another one came from Pennsylvania. And I'm really good friends with them. And they said the first thing they realized when they come to Harford County, they could not believe how racist these white people are in Harford County. And they really are. They really are.
You see how low-key they kept it in Harford County? Because this isn't even being discussed.
Right, sure.
In Harford County.
But that's the coward part of them. You know, that's the thing that I find to be amazing about racists. They're racist, but they're cowards. You know, because I have more respect for, say, like people in Cecil County, you know, who flat out are racist, and everybody knows it. But at least I know where you stand. At least I know that person doesn't like black people, that person's in the Klan, and you can make your adjustments on how you deal with those people. Harford County is filled with white people who pretend to like you and pretend to be on your team, and they really hate your guts. And it's just getting exposed.
But I did hear that Andre was waiting to have a discussion with her about the statement she made, because he wanted more clarity on it as well.
Okay. Andre Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman? All right. Well, good luck with that, Andre. You know, I respect that approach. Of course, everyone's heard me state before on the show, my approach with them is I'm not discussing anything with them because I don't have time to listen for your lies and your games. You know what you did. You're grown, you know, and I don't want to hear the nonsense. You know, I just want moves to be made to get you dealt with. That's my approach. Let's get some moves made so you can get dealt with. Simple as that. But yeah, so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at her statements and, you know, how she really feels. I'm not surprised that she's invoking her white privilege and saying, I'm not going to resign, even though, you know, evidently others are saying it's time for you to resign.
Right.
So I'm not surprised at none of this, you know, and I hope they fire her and I hope she can't get employment nowhere else, even though we know that won't be the case because, you know, they believe heavily in supporting each other. So she'll be all right. She will definitely be all right. So I'm trying to send out a few more invites here.
Okay.
See if we can get some people hanging out with us a little bit here today. And we do apologize for the technical difficulties, but you guys understand this is radio, it's internet. So sometimes, you know, Wi-Fi don't act right, Facebook might not act right, you know, Comcast, whoever. People might not act right. But on today's show, again, we're going to be dealing with how to prepare your body and mind for spring. We want to get you ready for spring because we don't want you to wait until it's too late. A lot of us wait until it's too late. So we want to kind of get it on your mind now so you can get in that vibe and kind of start working on reaching your goals. Because like I said, once June hits, it's kind of too late. You know, if you start then, any results you get is you're not going to see it until August or September. So we kind of want to put it on your mind early. So let's get into this a little bit. Okay. All right. So how to prepare your body and mind for spring. So this article was written by the House of Wellness. And it goes like this. Okay. There's no better time to change. There's no better time than changing season to reevaluate your goals and make positive changes. People are always waiting for the right time to start their health and fitness journey. The fact is, you're going to be 100%. You're never going to be 100% ready, and it's never going to be the perfect time. But if you want it, you just have to take the first steps. So, what are some of these steps? First step is going to be setting realistic goals. Rather than setting aside time to gather information, gain knowledge, and construct a reasonable plan for accomplishing their goals, people often look for quick fixes. Then, when they don't reach their goals in the first few weeks, they lose interest and quit. The importance and value of goal setting is often overlooked. The biggest mistake most people make is setting unrealistic or unspecific goals. I want to lose weight. I want to get fit. These are the most common ones that we use. But we have to be a little bit more specific than that. Yes. So let's talk about setting realistic goals. Right. I think realistic goals deals with, like she said, staying within a certain frame of realism. You're not going to lose 100 pounds in 3 months.
I think that's where we used to go with it in the beginning. In the beginning, when we used to set goals, I think we used to straight go to, like, we want to lose X amount of pounds.
Right.
I think we never really went the route of just trying to eat a certain way. I think we just straight went to the route of just like, I want to drop 50 pounds.
Right, and that's kind of
that's the unrealistic part.
That's what I want to focus on. A lot of things that deal with getting healthy, we tend to focus on losing weight, you know, which, okay, we get that because we all want to be slimmer. Slimmer definitely means that you're probably a little bit more healthier, get a chance to wear the type of clothes you want to wear, so forth and so on. But realistically, based on nutritional science, right? Yeah. You should not focus on losing weight. You should focus on nutrition. You should focus on eating better. So my advice would be to first start learning the proper nutrition that your body needs. When you learn to eat properly, such as a nutritarian diet, the weight falls off. The body is a magnificent specimen created by God himself, who created the heavens, the earth, and everything. we really don't need to assist it as much as we think.
Yes.
What we need to do is feed it properly. Feed it properly and take care of it. The weight will begin to come off on its own. Now, as far as the gym part, that's on you. Okay, because the nutrition is what's going to get you healthier. It's going to get you slimmer. The weight's going to fall off. And again, don't focus on the weight. Let your body regulate the weight it wants to be at. Believe it or not, your body knows exactly how much it wants to weigh. Your body knows the perfect weight that will keep the blood pumping through the heart, keep the arteries clear, keep arthritis away, keep the weight off the joints. It knows that. It's built in, right? I'll tell you a quick story. I remember many years ago, I seen a documentary about this guy who had an operation, right?
Okay.
So long story short, in the operation, they left a pair of shears in him that was about that long. These are those long medical shears, right? So they left them inside of him and they sewed him back up. So over the next couple of months, he kept having pains in his side. He didn't know what it was. They couldn't figure it out. Eventually, they gave him an x-ray. They saw it was a piece of surgical equipment that was left in him. So they bring him in for operation to get the equipment out, right? When they took the scissors, the shears out of him, it was encased within basically a placenta, right? And the doctors were mind blown by this. So what they figured out is the body is such a magnificent organ, magnificent specimen. It knew that it was a foreign object within it, and it created a placenta to encase this pokey item so it wouldn't continue to poke certain parts of the body. The man testified that as time went on, the pain got less and less. And the reason why it got less is because of what the body did. So when they pulled it out, they literally pulled out a placenta in a bubble, and the scissors was inside of it, and they were just mind-blowing. So I use that story to make a point on how magnificent our body is. We do not even know the capabilities of our body. Trying to focus on losing weight through diets is part of a system of failure.
Right.
Diets don't work. You don't need to be on a diet. You need to change your diet.
Right.
And it's a difference between the diet in reference to what you eat versus a diet you're using to actually lose weight. It's a big difference. So what we need to do is focus on nutrition. Nutrition.
Yes. And it is a big difference because it's the difference between you gaining the weight back in a few months or over the next year, or you keeping the weight off by continually eating right.
Right. Absolutely. I want to sidebar this real quick. Shout out to my brother DJ Big Man. Dwayne Harrison says I was a freshman when she was a senior. Can't believe she said that, but it is what they do. Absolutely, my brother. Never put your trust in them people. They will always let you down. I'm not surprised at all, especially the fact that she's from Harford County. Harford County's filled with racist-ass white people. You know, I keep it 100, but I wanted to sidebar that and acknowledge my brother for the comment that he made. Okay, but getting back to it. Yeah, so we want to focus on nutrition. Now, my personal story fits in that lines. You know, for those who don't know, I became a vegetarian back in like 2017. Since then, I've kind of moved on to what is known as the nutritarian diet, and we will do a show on that. But that's basically a diet that deals with eating live foods, the G-bombs. If you guys are not familiar with the G-bombs, it's an acronym, G-bombs. So it stands for greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, seeds, and berries. So these are the things that we have to incorporate into our lifestyle and eat every single day to keep ourselves healthy, to stay away from disease. I tell my people all the time, the myth that the medical community tells black people that you have high blood pressure, kidney disease, cardiovascular disease, hypertension, right? Diabetes. They tell black people we receive these things because it's hereditary. Your uncle had it, your grandmother had it, your great aunt, right? Those are all lies. It's absolute lies. It is not true. It is not hereditary. It is not in your DNA. There is no cancer gene. There's no none of that. These people are lying. The medical community is filled with evil people. The reason why we all get it is because what we inherit from our parents, grandparents, is the same eating habits. We eat the same food. I love soul food like the next person, right? Yes. But it's been killing us for 400 years. So a part of the BBD radio show is for us to bring you the truth. You have high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, hypertension because of the foods that you're eating. It's not because your grandmother had it. Your grandmother had it because of the food she ate. So these are the same foods that we pass down to each other. We pass down our eating habits onto our children. This is what's keeping us sick. So that's the secret to us as black people, understanding how we can get ourselves healthy. It's all about what we eat. Now, the challenge within that is that we have food addiction. And that's not a black thing. That's an American thing. Yes. We have food addiction. So we are addicted to the salt, to the sugar, to the chicken wings, to the pizza, to the cheesesteak, right? Yes. To the chitlins, to you know what I mean, to the oxtail, to all that stuff. All, you know, delicious. But you have to eat that very sparingly. Very sparingly, if you want to stay alive and if you don't want to be sick. So that's the reason why we wanted to do this show today, because we want to try to give everybody a fresh start to their summer, right? By bringing these issues up during spring. That way it's not too late when it's time to make it happen. You get what I'm saying? Yes. All right, so let's move on. Let go of excuses. As the saying goes, when you let go of excuses, you will find your results. That's very important. Okay. I think a lot of us make excuses. What do you think?
What do you really consider excuses?
I don't have time. Right? I don't have time to exercise. Yes. I eat that way because of my job. Right? Okay. See, excuses, right? Okay. I didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings. That's why I came and ate the dinner that night. You know what I mean? Like we got an excuse for everything. But the reality is, if we had a full understanding that the things that we put in our mouth are life or death, you would realize no excuse is viable, right? Yes. Okay, so here's the tip. Here's what I want everyone to keep in mind. This is the reality of when we eat. When you eat food, food serves two purposes in your body. It either goes in your body as poison and hurts you, or it goes in your body as something that will heal you. Okay. It only does one of two things. It heals or it hurts. The bulk of our diet, and when I say our diet, I'm talking about the standard American diet. Okay. The acronym for it is SAD, Standard American Diet. Acronym is SAD. I don't find that to be a coincidence, right? Because it's a sad diet. It's designed to kill you. It's designed to kill you, keep you sick, and keep you coming to the doctors so they can make money through big pharma. Okay, so that's the real deal. So we come up with excuses. But yes, every bite that we put in our mouth, it's either killing us or healing us.
So we should be asking ourselves when we eat our next meal, is this healing us or
absolutely
is it going to go towards killing us?
Absolutely. Naseem Shabazz says chicken and fish and kale for the last 2 weeks straight. I feel good. Absolutely, that's good. Chicken, fish, and kale, right? And I would even advise you to fall back on how much chicken and fish you eat. Because again, these are other myths that these people have perpetrated into our minds, right? When I talk to my people, a lot of black people think if they eat chicken and turkey and stay away from the red meat, right? Yes. They're going to be better off. Why do they think that? Because the medical community told us that. And again, it is a lie, okay? Red meat is what? If I remember correctly, it's like 85 grams of saturated fat, you know what I mean, per pound or whatever. Chicken is like 82. You know, so if you ever go on Netflix and check out a documentary called What the Health, not what the hell, What the Health. He goes over this with the doctors, and the doctors explain the difference between eating pork and red meat versus eating chicken and turkey is just deciding if you want to die by being shot in the head or if you want to be hung from a tree.
I just watched.
They both lead to death.
I just watched something from the wellness doctor on fried chicken. Why we shouldn't be eating fried chicken.
Yes, we shouldn't be eating anything fried. I mean, and I know that's a tall order. You know what I mean? Because we all love fried food. I know that's a tall order. But again, it's not a thing where I would expect anyone to just jump up and go cold turkey. Yes. But I want to bring you this information so you have a shot at keeping yourself healthy. Yes. Especially if you are of a mature age. I'm of a mature age. I have to pay attention more now than I ever have. Yes. For those who are not and you have children, remember, your eating habits is the eating habits that your children are going to take. Yes. Okay, so if your eating habits are horrible and these are eating habits that produce sickness and death, you're passing that on to your children. So as black people, that's what we pass on to each other. Now, we do this unknowingly. Yeah. You know, our parents are not purposely doing this. They did not have the information that we have. So we have to take advantage of being in the information age where we now have this information available and we can put it to use. If not, you are guaranteed to be sick. It bothers me that I know this information and I share it to the best of my ability. Yes. But it bothers me to watch my people, as we grow older, we grow sicker and sicker. Every time someone tells me that somebody black died, I know what they died from. Homicide or sickness, cardiovascular disease, kidney disease, hypertension, stroke, all these things come from the food we eat. And again, I know it's a tall order for someone to not want to eat the chicken wings and the pizza and all that. But it's up to you if you want to live.
So it's probably safe to say that's a lot of reason why a lot of diets fail. It's because
diets fail.
Most of the time we go straight to the weight loss part and we don't actually change the food we eat.
Absolutely.
We just automatically go to work.
The goal is wrong because everyone's goal is usually to lose weight. And that should not be your goal. Your goal should be to get healthy, right? To learn how to eat better. The weight will fall off on its own. You don't even have to focus on that.
Right.
You just start eating and making 70% of your dietary intake be G bombs. You know, greens, beans, you know, onions, mushrooms, seeds, and berries. The weight will fall off. You will become healthier. I'm a living testimony of it. You know, I still have a ways to go. I'm still evolving, but I'm definitely down, you know, over 30 pounds, closer to 40, and I feel better. And I love teaching it to other people so that they get to understand it, because I want us to be healthy. So let me finish reading this real quick, though. It says, so as the saying goes, when you let go of excuses, you will find your results. We all know it, but don't want to hear it. Very true. Excuses are easy to make when things are hard, but making excuses won't get you any closer to where you want to be. Here are a few tips to avoid excuses. Be organized. Prepare and plan your food ahead of time. Make a daily schedule to fit in your exercise and avoid the I don't have time excuse. See, that's the one we just touched on, right? That's the biggest one. We don't have time. But the thing I want to emphasize, because it's the Black by the Man radio show, so we give it to you raw. If you don't have time now to learn about nutrition, become healthier and exercise, you will have time to be in the hospital. You will have time to be in the emergency room. You will have time to be on the next 6 or 7 medications that they want to put you on. So I really want to push that we have to look at this as a life or death situation, because it really is. I personally have been off my feet before. It is not cool. It is not cool having other people that have to take care of you. I'm a man. I want to do all the taking care of. But it took me off my feet. I experienced some sickness, and I said I'm never letting that happen again. So, never letting that happen again. So
what would be the advice? Because there are truly people, I know it's an excuse, but there are truly people who feel like they don't have time.
Oh, absolutely.
They run from one job to the next. And
absolutely.
On top of that, try to take care of the house, the kids, and as they're on the go, they just drive by, pick something up to eat.
Absolutely. My advice would be to first develop an understanding that this is life or death. See, the reason why we think we don't have time is because we don't understand the repercussions of saying I don't have time. You're going to end up in the hospital. You're going to end up sick. And you think that the medical community is here to save you. I'm telling you, they're not. They're not. So you have to get in the mindset of understanding this is life or death. You're not going to fully understand it until you ignore it, and then you get sick, and then now you're going to start thinking about your kids. Oh my God, what are my kids going to do? I can't go to work for the next 6 weeks. How are we going to pay our bills, right? It's a lot of things we're going to be facing, and this is going to be all because we decided we didn't have time to start eating right. So you have to face the reality that it's life or death. It is not a coincidence that most black people are sick. In the United States of America, 90% of the population is on medication. And a large percentage of us are on medication. That is a lot. That is absolute proof that these people have designed eating habits that they know is going to make you sick and kill you. So I'm here to throw a monkey wrench in it, right? I'm here to give you the real deal. So you got to find time, because if not, you're going to be in the hospital. You're going to be sick. You're going to have an episode. Once you have the first episode, the next ones just keep rolling. So between 1 and 3, it's going to take you out. You're going to be expired.
So for those of us who probably don't have time to prepare a meal every day, maybe on your day off, you might have to prepare meals for the week.
Right. However you can do it. I really don't buy the excuse of not having time to prepare a meal, because no matter how busy you are in life, you can always get up a half hour early.
Right. But
you know what I mean?
You have to have those specific G-bombs in your house in order to prepare a decent meal.
True.
So.
We've definitely given out good areas to check, so I'll plug this again. If you want to get further information on the G-bombs, make sure you go to YouTube and check out the Minister of Wellness. You know, Nathaniel, forgot his last name, but he's the Minister of Wellness, and he's bringing forth the Nutritarian diet based on Dr. Joel Fuhrman. So I'm kind of familiar with both of them. But it's of life or death. You know, like we don't want to keep getting sick. Everybody gets sick.
Right.
All black people have sick people in their family if they're not one of the sick people themselves.
Right.
And it's just a matter of time. Because it happens suddenly, we tend to think we're okay because we walk around every day like, I'm fine. You know what I mean? I don't feel this, I don't feel that. And then the first episode you have, then you go to the doctors and then they're giving you the worst news ever. Like, yeah, this has been going on for a while. You know what I mean? We got to get you on this medication. You need to get a stent in your heart. We got to put you on blood pressure medication. You got to be on blood thinners. You got a clot in your leg. And for me to find out that this all comes from food, oh my God, that's incredible. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a tall order, but at the same time, it's so simple. You know what I mean? Simply learning about nutrition and changing the way you eat. See, we live in a society that has taught us that we can do whatever we want.
Right.
We can believe in God the way we want. We can eat whatever we want. We can go wherever we want. And I'm here to tell you it's not true. Right. It's not true. It's brought us nothing but bad results. So that freedom has been dangerous to us. And then they surround us with foods that are not good for you. You get what I mean?
But like you said, it's a food addiction.
It is food addiction. And we'll do a show on food addiction and the Nutritarian diet to give you guys more insight on how that works. So part of tips for avoiding excuses is also training first thing in the morning to get rid of the I'm too tired excuse. So that would tap into what you were saying. Schedules. People have schedules and they be too tired. So they're saying to avoid being too tired, try to get up extra early and go train. It's worth your life. You know what I mean? Like, this is literally life or death. Write a to-do list. To-do lists are great. Remember we did a show on to-do lists, right?
Yes.
Where possible, involve your kids, partner, family members in your exercise. So if you can get other people involved with you, you know, most people like to have a gym partner or get their family educated on eating more healthier, right?
Right.
So that way it makes it enjoyable for everybody. Because unfortunately, I'm gonna let this disclaimer out. My experience with us as black people, that as a black person, when you decide to start going a different direction, you change the way you eat, you might even change your belief system, change the way you operate. Black people give you problems over that. They give you problems, man. You tell them you don't eat pork no more. They lose their mind. You get what I'm saying? And don't understand that animal's killing them.
Right. But I was about to say, like, with everything you're saying with to-do list, get up early so you can train, that's like a lifestyle change.
It is a complete lifestyle change.
Folks to do.
I'm so glad you said that. For that, you get a bell. It is a lifestyle change, you know? But if you think about it, if the lifestyle we've been living is what got us sick, then we need to change our lifestyle. Shout out to Miss D. Brown. Yes, Nathaniel Jordan is his name, the Minister of Wellness. So I brought him up on other shows.
Right.
Please check this brother out because he's getting this information from Dr. Joel Fuhrman. And Dr. Joel Fuhrman is who I first learned it about. But because Nathaniel's a brother, he's communicating it in a way that we can relate to a little easier.
Yes.
So I think we get an easier understanding if you check out the Minister of Wellness on YouTube. And he's going to make you understand that this is life or death.
Yeah.
You know, like, we are not aware that we are walking around as ticking time bombs.
Sure.
We're ticking time bombs.
That's very
And we
true.
think that, hey, get sick, I'm going to run to these people. They say, rescue me. If you understood those people, you'd be scared to do that because they are not going to rescue you. What they are going to do is put you on a whole ton of medication that's going to bring you a whole nother ton of problems. It's not cool at all.
You just got to get used to doing the one thing, you know, we hate the most. You got to put the work in.
We got to put the work in. It's life or death. It's worth your life. It's worth your children's life. Because remember, what you do affects your children.
Yes.
Even for soon-to-be mothers, what they eat is poisoning or helping their child within their belly.
Right.
Everything you take into your body, every piece of food you eat, either helps or hurts. It either goes in as poison or it goes in as nutrition. and we want to focus on getting more food in us that goes into as nutrition. And it is a lifestyle change. I personally, I try to have a smoothie every morning. Now, I'm far from perfect, but I do get it in at least between 4 and 5 days a week.
Okay.
You know, I have a smoothie. So that way, if I do have a day where I say, I'm going to eat some eggs and waffles today, you know, because I don't really eat meat. I don't feel as bad about it.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because I had smoothies all week, you know. So for anyone who's interested in my smoothie recipe, I'll give it to you real quick. So in my smoothie, I put kale, fresh spinach, frozen fruit. I happen to grab my frozen fruit from Wegmans supermarket. They got large bags of frozen fruit. Mine's is peaches, pineapples, mangoes, and strawberries. So I put the frozen fruit in. And then I put in a tablespoon of crushed flax seeds and chia seeds with almond milk.
Okay.
Vanilla almond milk. Blend it together. That's my smoothie. It's delicious. It's giving me the right nutrition and fiber that I need. I'm getting the kale in my system without, you know, having to chew up a bunch of kale, even though I do eat kale.
Right.
You know, I try to get as much kale in me as possible. Kale is a superfood. I guess the food that I learned about and struggled with the most, part of the G-bombs, was the onions.
Right.
I didn't know raw onions was a superfood. Raw onions and cooked mushrooms. Now, take note of how I said that. Raw onions, cooked mushrooms.
Okay.
Because mushrooms have to be cooked. You can eat mushrooms raw, but mushrooms do have a mild carcinogen on them, right?
Yes.
It's a defense system for the mushroom growing in the wild. 10 seconds of a mushroom being cooked, the carcinogen is burnt off. So you get more nutrition from a mushroom that's cooked than you do a mushroom that's not. Most other vegetables, it's the exact opposite. You get the most from them when it's raw. So I've now incorporated raw onions into all of my salads and a lot of things that I eat. It's a little challenge.
So what can the ones do who probably would rather, you know, sleep that extra 30 minutes versus getting up to make that smoothie? Like, what can you possibly say to that person, such as myself? It's going to make me want to get rid of the extra 30 minutes of sleep to make that smoothie.
Got you. I would say, remember, you want to be healthy. At this point, even though we're walking around feeling good about ourselves, trust me when I tell you you're not healthy. You get what I'm saying? You know, we are not healthy, and it's because of our eating habits. If you don't force yourself to get up and start making these changes, you are going to end up in the hospital. So you are going to end up with an episode.
So you're saying maybe if, you know, we was eating a little better, we wouldn't need the extra 30 minutes of sleep? You wouldn't feel as tired?
Yeah, you wouldn't.
You'll probably feel good.
You probably would feel good.
Feel better.
In the words of Dr. Joel Furman, right? Any food that you eat that makes you feel good is bad for you. Isn't that interesting? That's what Dr. Furman said. Any food that you eat that makes you feel good. So you felt good after you ate that baked mac and cheese and them pork ribs and had that slice of strawberry shortcake. Dr. Furman is saying you feel good because you put poison in your body, and that's all your body wants because you've been feeding it poison forever. So to receive the poison, it feels good. Now, when you switch over and start having a more nutritarian diet, you're going to experience not feeling good because now you're going to be feeding your body the proper nutrition that it needs. So you're going to strengthen your immune system. Your immune system is now going to take the toxins in your body to war. And in that war, it's kicking those toxins out. So you're going to be waking up in the morning with more crust on your lips than you normally had. That's the toxins coming out your body. You're going to be going to the restroom more. For a few days to a few weeks, you're not going to feel as good as you normally felt because your body is now healing itself. It's got to kick out.
It's pretty much withdrawn.
It's withdrawn. You are going through withdrawal from your food addiction. You're not having the sugar you normally get. You're not having the salt intake you normally get, right?
Yes.
Your body ain't going to like that. It's not going to like that. But it's just a phase until your body begins to accept this food. It's almost like another superfood is beans, right? Beans is part of the G-bombs. Okay, so we all know that when you eat beans, you get gas. The reason why we get gas when we eat beans is because beans is a superfood and your body is not used to superfoods being in it. So your intestines do not produce the enzymes that properly digest these beans. But as you begin to eat beans more and more, the gas goes away because your body is now recognizing, okay, he or she is feeding me what I need to be fed.
Okay.
And then the other thing with beans is beans are slow processing, so they stick with you longer. Now, our old school parents knew that because remember they would say, eat some beans and stick to your ribs, eat your oatmeal, stick to your ribs, last longer. So they were really on point with that, you know. So our body has to go through detoxing. When you start eating these other foods, your body's going to detox. You may find yourself not feeling so well, but don't think that it's not working. That is the proof that it is working. When you go back and eat that Oreo cookie or whatever, and then you feel better, that's why you're feeling better. The body's like, oh, finally the poison is back. Thank you. This is what we've been living off of. But I just want everybody to have a fair shot at keeping themselves healthy. Because stroke and cardiovascular disease and diabetes, it is around the corner for all of us because of our eating habits. Black people's eating habits are pretty much in the same area. You know, whether you got money or you don't. Certain things we just tend to gravitate towards. And there's certain things we're going to have to let go of. And fried chicken's one of them. I'm sorry. You're going to have to let go eating the fried foods, even with the fish.
And of course, sitting here listening to it, hearing it all, I mean, it makes total sense. I mean, I know it's true, but it's a challenge.
It is a challenge. It is definitely a challenge. Shout out to Miss Marsha Lucas. Marsha says, I actually feel lazy and bloated when I eat fast food. When eating fruits and vegetables, I feel rejuvenated. Well, that's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful because the fruits and vegetables will give you your natural sources of protein as well as your natural sources of sugar. Think about it. We are only supposed to be taking in the sugar in our body that comes naturally from fruits. You get what I mean?
Right.
Now, let me tell you, that's a tough one for me because I love donuts. I love donuts, and donuts are dangerous. According to Dr. Joel Furman, donuts is a donut or a sweet cake is a perfect recipe for cancer. It contains the sugar, it contains the chemicals, it contains the bleached white flour, which, by the way, is bad for us. It's not good for us.
Right.
So it is truly a learning process.
Yes.
Our parents were not fortunate enough to live in an information age where they had access to this info. We are. We got Google. We got YouTube.
Right.
We got Barnes and Nobles. We got Amazon. This information can be found. You have to take advantage of the times that you live in and get this information and not only cure yourself, but protect your children by teaching them better eating habits. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And demonstrate to your family that even though they don't agree with when you say, I'm not eating that Thanksgiving dinner, you know what I mean? Or I'm not eating this chicken, you know what I mean? I'm not eating this chicken, I'm not eating these ribs, I'm not eating none of that. They are going to disagree, they're going to have problems with it. But as they see that you are being healthy and you ain't been to the doctors in 3 years, they're going to realize it because they're going to continue to get sick. You know what I mean? So that's what's going to make people want to get on the bandwagon when they see, okay, this person's actually getting results. And it does everything under the sun for you.
Yeah. So, I think it'll help people such as myself, as like you said, I think somewhere in there it was like write a to-do list.
Yes, definitely write a to-do list. And some things are small that you can start. You can start by creating healthy habits, right? So improving your overall health and heading towards your goals can be as simple as setting a few daily targets for yourself. Once you start making healthy habits, you will create a routine. Consistency with this routine is what produces results. So here are some tips, right? Here's some targets you can do each day.
Okay.
So each day, try to drink at least 3 liters of water. The goal is a gallon. Now, I don't know what 3 liters is in comparison to a gallon. I don't do well with...
It should be close.
Yeah, it's about close, though. But your body is supposed to take in 1 gallon of water each day. Now, I'll tell you what, I haven't done it yet, but I plan to do it, right? You can go on Amazon, and they got these jugs. It's a gallon jug, and you fill it up with water. And it's got marked lines on it for, like, how much you should be drinking, like, each hour or whatever.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Every hour, every 2 hours. But you go through, you drink that whole jug, you carry it with you, and you've taken in 1 gallon of water for the day. Now, for those who are not aware, water is like, the human body needs water more than anything.
Right.
Water will change everything. Water will lubricate your joints. It will lubricate your organs. It will flush your kidneys. It will clear up your skin. It will clear up your eyes. It will clear up bad breath. Water does more than you can even imagine. Now, you can imagine for a lot of us, it's hard to drink water. Matter of fact, we was having that discussion, right?
Yeah.
Water is hard for a lot of us to drink. Why? Because we've been so conditioned with all these poisons. See, they give us these poisons. We got sodas, we got drinks, and I hate to say it, we got Kool-Aid. Even Kool-Aid, you know we love Kool-Aid, right? But again, it's not water.
We got those little Crystal Light packs.
Crystal Light packs, right? We got everything to try to make you think water, you know what I mean, can be better only if you add this to it. Add this Crystal Light to it, right? Add the Kool-Aid to it.
Yes.
But the reality is you need to drink water. And the best water for the body to drink is spring water.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying you can't drink distilled, purified, mineralized. I'm not saying you can't drink that. But I'm saying as far as your body wants spring water with an alkaline level higher than 7. 7 or higher, I should say. That's what the body wants. So drink at least 3 liters of water daily. Eat 1 to 2 servings of fruit daily. That's a challenge for people. Fruit too will give you gas because again, your body's not used to taking in real nutrition. So the enzymes are not plentiful to digest it. See, your body has plenty of enzymes to digest chicken, beef, pork. You've been eating it for so long, but it's not used to taking in fruits and vegetables. So you get you a little gassy, right? But as time goes on, you know, your body gets used to it. You don't get gas from it no more. I eat plenty of salad. I don't get gassy from it. I eat plenty of fruits. I don't get gassy from it. Now the only time I would get gassy is if I snuck in a piece of meat. See, that produces gas. So my system switched over to the exact opposite.
See, I have to acquire a taste all over again for fruit. Now I can eat vegetables, but fruit, I'm not a lover.
Difficult.
I'm not a lover of fruits.
What's your favorite fruit?
If I have to eat one, then I guess I'll go with a peach.
Peach, okay. Peach is good.
So, but
peach
I can't eat the apples.
No.
The oranges, the grapes, like the blueberries.
Right, yeah.
The strawberries. Like I have a problem with all of that.
So what do you think that came from?
It just came from me not eating right all these years, and my body is used to all the bad foods. And when I go to put something good in it, it's like, oh, I can't.
Right, your body doesn't want it. Exactly.
Yes.
And that's why Dr. Furman said anything you eat that makes you feel good is bad for you. Because when you eat healthy food, it's not going to give you any feeling.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're not going to eat healthy food, eat a salad, and then jump up like, hey, I feel great.
Right.
No, it's just your body getting nutrition. And if anything, you might feel a little, you know, on the downside. Because again, your body's so happy to get it, you are now supplying your soldiers, you know, the proper weaponry to start fighting against the toxins that are in your body. You know, your body wants to kick those toxins out, but we simply don't let it because we feed it every day. Another big one that I suggest people stay away from, and it's difficult, right? So I know all of these things are a challenge, but you got to eliminate dairy. And the biggest with dairy is milk and cheese and butter.
Yes.
And that shits and everything. You know what I'm saying? You are going to be hard pressed to get a meal that ain't got some type of dairy in it. But even if you limited your dairy to where you only got it through it being cooked in with other meals, it would still put you in a better position than you would be in, say, if you keep putting butter on your toast, on your waffles, and your pancakes. You are drinking milk with Oreo cookies or with cereal. You get what I'm saying? You're eating cheese on everything. And cheese, oh my God. Let me tell you, I'm still evolving. One of the biggest challenges with me evolving with this food is cheese. I didn't know. Cheese is very, very addictive. It too is in damn near everything. Right?
Yeah.
And you don't know how addicted you are to it. Like I remember back in the day, 2017, I got a Couse with no cheese in it. What? It was horrible. It didn't have no mozzarella in it, right? I'm trying to be right. Like, yeah, let me get mine with no cheese. Italian people, they're like, no cheese. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm trying vegetarian, you know. He's like, all right, man. It was like tomato sauce on bread.
You had to struggle to get it down.
I had to struggle to get it down. So, you know, it is going to be a challenge trying to eat healthier, but it is life or death. Your life depends on it. Most of us are on some type of medication.
Right.
And this is what we're trying to change. That can be changed.
Right.
So for me, to find out that can be changed by simply changing the way you eat, like I had to do that. Like I hate being sick. I think most men really hate being sick. I mean, I know everybody hates being sick, but you know, men, we can't handle it.
Right.
Women tend to handle it a lot better. Handle it a lot better. Men, you know, we get sick, we ready to just die. You know, like he'd be sitting in there with a cold, like, I love y'all. I tried. You know, so yes, we got to do better. So you also want to aim to eat 3 or more servings of vegetables daily. Aim to hit a minimum of protein intake. Okay, so we want to minimize protein intake. Okay, so for those who don't know what protein intake is, this is basically, for most of us, it's going to be your meat. You know, you want to limit the amount of meat you eat. If you understood how much meat is making you sick without you knowing you're sick, right?
Yes.
You'd fall back off of it. But under the standard American diet, most people eat meat at least 3 times a day.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot. And you don't even need to eat meat 3 times a week.
Right.
But most of us eat it 3 times a day. We eat it for breakfast, we eat it for lunch, we eat it for dinner.
That's a
so
lot.
this is why America is obese. This is why we're all overweight, right? And sick. America is the sickest country in existence as far as being not a third world country. So of all the countries that are, you know, up to date with life, America's the sickest. So we're the world power. We got the most sick people. Something's wrong with that. And that's because they're not teaching us proper habits. You get what I mean? They're letting us continue to kill ourselves. Okay, so another tip is you need to get at least 7 hours of sleep each night. So let's tap onto that a little bit. A lot of people struggle with sleep. I learned this in recent years, how many people suffer with, you know, insomnia, you know what I mean, so forth and so on. Well, a part of that is the eating habits as well. It is hard for your body to allow itself to get proper rest when you keep dumping poison in it. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's almost like, you know, if you're injured, right? It's hard to sleep when you're injured because you're in pain. Whatever that injury is, it's hard to sleep. Hospital literally would have to give you something to go to sleep.
Right.
Okay, so that's how your body feels on the inside. You want to get rest in your mind, but because of all the poisons and toxins that we put in it, the body struggles to do it. Now, these food toxins also affect your brain. It has been proven through documentaries and studies that the foods that they make readily available within black communities, so we talking everything from the bodegas to the chicken box spot to Little Caesars, you know, to Rural Farms chicken, all these things they make convenient to us. It has been proven that it affects us mentally and causes chemical imbalances within the brain because, again, it's not proper nutrition for the body. So a lot of things that happen within the black community as far as black on black crime and things of that nature is actually linked to the food. I mean, I was mind blown to find that out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's actually linked to the food. So they are literally putting food in us that they know is going to drive us crazy and make us go up the wall and have ill temperament, so forth and so on. So again, food for thought. Okay, so next, find the right training program for you. You could buy the most amazing training program, but if it doesn't fit within your schedule, you simply don't enjoy it and you won't follow it. When it comes to starting a new training program, it is important not to set yourself up for failure before you begin. So your training program should contain 3 things. It should be realistic, it should be enjoyable, and it should be flexible. We all want results fast, but sustainable progress will allow you to realize your full potential. In the end, we all want to achieve our goals in the most effective and efficient manner.
So it should be the 3 things that's the most difficult to do.
Realistic, enjoyable, and flexible.
Yes, because realistic, of course, we set unrealistic goals, but enjoyable, like who likes to work out, and flexible, try fitting that in your schedule.
Yeah, difficult, right? But again, if you can develop the understanding
that it's an excuse,
that it's life or death, that's when you'll realize it's an excuse. Ms. D. Brown says health healing starts in the mind. Absolutely, because it's impossible to have a healthy body and not have a healthy mind. They go hand in hand because it is your mind that is making you work out your body. Right. It is your mind that is changing what you put in your mouth. So a healthy body equals a healthy mind. So with that being said, as a human being, you cannot reach your full potential of brain power while you are poisoning your body.
Right.
How about that? Isn't that something else? So we don't even know how creative we are, how intelligent we are, because we are literally eating foods that are dumbing us down, literally giving us brain damage, literally. And I mean, that's amazing. You know what I mean? Like we are so not aware of the effects of the food that we eat. I mean, when they say that they're killing us, they literally are killing us.
Yes.
And we're enjoying it. You know, we're enjoying the food, you know, which, why wouldn't we? We grew up a whole life eating this stuff, you know, so it is a lifestyle change. It's hard. But if you can understand that it's life or death, you're going to do it.
Right.
And a lot of us don't understand it until it's too late.
That's the part. That's the hardest part. A lot of us don't understand it.
We don't understand it
until we're already sick, and now we're trying to battle our way out of it.
Absolutely. Look, take for instance being diabetic, right? Okay, now they tell you diabetes deals with sugar. It's not about sugar. Diabetes is about the food that you eat, right? Okay, so you can have someone that's a full-blown diabetic, right? Taking insulin shots, the whole nine, right? And they say they eventually have an episode like a cardiac arrest. They can open that person up and go to that clogged valve in the heart, right? Put that balloon in there, open it up, and clear out the wax buildup that they call cholesterol, right?
Right.
From that minute that they clear that out, that person is no longer diabetic. So when they seal that person back up, they're not even a diabetic no more.
Right.
Okay, so that's absolute proof that you can change that because that cholesterol buildup came from the food. So you get what I'm saying? If you can imagine a straw being filled with a substance and then you take something and poke it in there and push it out, they get rid of it, you're no longer diabetic. Right?
Yes.
That's mind-blowing. That means it's coming from the food because they can change it instantly. But now the problem is they cracked your chest open. You get what I'm saying? Now you got to deal with that the rest of your life because you're not going to be the same after that. You're not going to be the same.
It makes sense to do the lifestyle change now.
We have to.
Later.
Especially if you want to get ready for summer. You want to look good this summer, right? We all want to look good. I want to look good, right? We got to start cracking at that right now. We cannot wait till the sun comes out and you feel that good day, right? And then decide I want to get dressed. Because what happens? Now, I think a lot of us go through this, right? And I know women go through this. You start getting invited places, you want to attend things, and then you go start trying your clothes on. And it ain't fitting the way you want. And people will literally say, I'm not going because I don't have nothing that fits me the way I want it to fit.
Yes.
Right? So I'm trying to help us avoid that. You know, let's get our minds in the right direction in March. And that way come June, we are looking good.
We ready to go?
You ready to rock. Ready to rock. Now let's be real about this, right? If you do that and you succeed in that, it's a little energy that comes to you when you run into other people and they didn't do that. And they looking at you like, sis, you looking pretty good. And you like, thank you, right? And you thinking to yourself, oh, I'm so glad I did this. You know what I mean? Like I'm in here getting compliments. I feel good. I dropped down a couple dress sizes or pant sizes or whatever. Like it truly is a feel good. You know, just dropping 30 plus pounds for me.
The best.
I mean, I feel good about it. You know what I mean? I'm back to wearing 36, 38 in pants.
Right.
I was in 40, 42. You get what I mean? And you don't always have the right selection at those pant sizes. Now I find my pants all the time. I was wearing XXX and XX shirts. Now I wear XLs, right? I feel good when I look in the mirror, right?
Yes.
So as a man, if I can feel that way, I can only imagine what it would do for a woman. You know, because men, we don't even take it that serious, you know, but it is a feel good. It's a feel good.
And the
you
best
feel
part,
healthy.
The best part about it is you don't even have to run to the gym right now. All you have to do is change the way you're eating.
Change the way you're eating. So I'm glad you said that.
Drop a few pounds just by changing the way you eat.
Absolutely. The gym should be a part of it because you need to exercise your body. But you have to know the reality that when it comes to being healthy and especially losing weight, 80% of it comes from your diet, from what you take in your body. I'm a Planet Fitness guy. Best $10 I ever spent, right? I see people in Planet Fitness that I've been in there working out with for the past 2 years. And they pretty much look the same. You know, and I can't just go and impede on people.
Right.
But because of the studying that I've done, I know what it is. You're in here, you're working hard, you're busting your butt. I see them working hard, but they're not getting the results. And they're not getting the results because they're still having the same eating habits.
Right.
You have to change your eating habits. That's why I say don't even worry about losing weight. Worry about learning a nutritarian diet and learning how to eat properly and put proper nutrition into your body. And it is a learning game. It is truly a learning game. You know, like I've learned from multiple different sources, but I think the Minister of Wellness is a great start. I think he keeps it real. As we like to say, he keeps it 100. And he even explains how within his family, it was called the Jordan curse, because all of them died from diabetes and heart attack. You know what I mean? And he said that, you know, he spent his whole life believing that. He was like, and now I know it's not the Jordan curse. My family's not cursed. What they are suffering from is we all eat the same. We all eat the same stuff. So that's kind of the big thing. That's kind of the big thing. So I'll read a comment here. Miss D. Brown says, Brother Mike, ring the bell. You on fire with that knowledge to get healthy and stay healthy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will do that. Change the way you eat. Absolutely. Because I want us to do better. I want us to be looking good. You know, and I think that Planet Fitness, and I don't get paid, you know what I mean, by Planet Fitness to say that. I'm just simply saying, when we do gyms, a lot of times we have gaps in our attendance. Planet Fitness is $10. You're not going to feel so bad if you didn't go for 3 weeks. It only costs you $10. You get what I'm saying? It only costs you $10. Whereas if you join one of these fancy gyms, they got a pool, they got cycling classes, $60, $70 a month. See, you miss a month or two, you done really threw some money down the drain. Planet Fitness, you might not go for 3 months, and all you sacrificed was $30. Best $10 I ever spent, and let me be the first to tell you, I've spent $10 on less. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. You know, so yeah, so we gotta take advantage of this information age. It is a lot of information out here to save us. You know, like I don't even know the words to use to describe it. I'm so ecstatic about still being alive in an age where I can learn things on my own without having to rely on other people telling it to me and then hoping, you know, that they're going to give me the proper information. You get what I mean? Like this is wonderful. So anyway, so next you can track your progress. Tracking your progress is an incredible way to keep motivation high and increase compliance with your program. It's best to use a combination of methods to assess your progress. The scales doesn't tell the full story. So recommended tracking. Body weight. You can check your body weight. I would recommend only checking it once a month. Don't do it every couple weeks, because then you're going to get disappointed. Sometimes your weight fluctuates. You lose 2 or 3 pounds, get back on the scale, and you're up 2 pounds, right? But it could be water weight. It could be things of that nature. I would say every month. Girth measurements. Girth measurements are cool because now you're going to know how much you lose in your waist, right? This is how you drop down in pant size. Progress photos are nice. People like to take photos before, you know, month 1, month 2, month 3. That's nice. That will keep encouraging you. Body composition analysis. Of course, you probably have to go to a doctor to do that, to get like a BMI, so forth and so on. But again, it's a good way to track your progress. Next, and I think this is a really big one, don't compare yourself to others. That's a big one. Don't compare yourself to others, because what we don't know is when we look at people on television, you know, and even when you see some people in real life that just seem to be of a certain age, but man, she's still so slim, so forth and so on. It could be one of two things. She could be very healthy, right, and exercise, or she could be somebody starving herself, right? You know, because you'd be surprised what people will do to keep their weight down. So don't compare yourself. So it says the moment you stop concerning yourself with what everyone else is doing and start focusing on what you're doing, everything becomes so much easier. Makes sense, right? It's only when you realize you should only be comparing yourself to the person you were yesterday can you truly progress, both physically and mentally. Focusing your energy on fulfilling your own purpose will allow you to reach your goals a lot faster. Comparing yourself to others with the subsequent jealousy and insecurity, this creates only a holdback on you. Very true, right? So we can't compare ourselves. Do we find ourselves doing that? I think we do. Lord knows I've compared myself, you know, looking at other people like, well, look like this dude, right? But the reality is we really shouldn't do that, because your journey is your journey, your body is your body. And again, you never know how that person has got to that state. Just because they look a certain way doesn't mean they got there the healthy way, right? They could be making themselves sicker than ever, but to you, they look pretty good, you know, they look pretty good. Let's read some comments here. So Miss D. Brown says, I'm 54 and I became my own advocate. It's vitally important to stand up for yourself. Absolutely. There's a bit of selfishness involved in this, but I've said this before. You have to have a bit of selfishness in you to achieve what you need to achieve in your life. If you spend your life trying to prevent everyone from looking at you as being selfish, you're never going to achieve anything, because to work on you It's a bit of selfishness, at least according to this society.
Okay.
I personally really don't think it is. I think it's just reality.
Yes.
You know, but you know, a lot of times when we start doing things that work on ourselves, going to the gym, exercising, saying I'm not going to the bar, I'm not going to all these parties, I'm doing some reading, I'm focusing on me, I'm learning to be better, I don't eat pork no more, things like that, it tends to ruffle the feathers of other people. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, so with that being said, some of us are not mentally strong enough to handle when family and friends start saying, you act different. You're changing. You know what I mean? You don't ever want to be around them or this, that, and the third. But they're not understanding that you could be dealing with your food addiction. You're trying to eliminate your food addiction.
Right.
And so you're not going to be able to keep going to all the family functions where they're going to have all the food
Right.
that you're trying to stay away from. It's going to set you back. But in their mind, they're just going to think you're being funny. You know, you're funny acting.
Yes.
She's changing. He's changing. You know, they're acting different. But no, in reality, you're not. You're trying to save yourself. You're trying to make yourself healthier.
Right.
So, you know, you're going to have to deal with a little backlash to that because, as I said before, as black people, I feel like we do not easily accept nor respect when another black person does something different. We tend to question it.
Right.
Why don't you eat pork no more?
Right.
You've been eating pork your whole life. I'm your sister. I'm your brother. I was raised with you. Grandma ate pork and she's still alive. Right?
Right.
They don't get it. They just can't
Yeah.
respect and say, all right, okay, well, if that's what you choose, that's what you choose. They want
Right.
an explanation.
Right.
So it tends to be that way with everything. You know, so especially with food, if you stop eating the foods that they eat, you got some explaining to do.
Jeez.
It's sad, right?
Yes.
So it takes a little bit of selfishness to be able to handle that and deal with that. Okay, last but not least, we want to stay motivated. So here's some tips to stay motivated. Surround yourself with positivity. That's a tough one. That one seems easy, but it's tough.
Right.
Because a lot of us have negative people in our family. And our family, our co-workers, and then our circle.
Right.
See, you got to eliminate some of that. That's tough because black people in particular, we're high on loving our family, but we don't understand you can love your family without having them influence you so much. Family can be a bad influence in some situations.
Yes.
Some situations is not.
Right.
If you got family that supports you, be around them, right? But unfortunately, that's not always the experience with us when you start doing something different, right? Create a vision board filled with objects that inspire you. Vision boards. Dream boards.
Dream boards.
Right. We did shows on this.
Yes.
If you're not familiar, go back and find our dream board show. Dream boards help keep you focused. You look at what you want to achieve each and every day. Before anything can happen in anyone's life, me, you, anyone else, we have to first be able to visualize it in our mind and accept the reality that this is what it is. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is what it is. Believe in yourself. Easier said than done, right?
Yes.
Believe in yourself, but we have to believe in ourselves. Acknowledge your strengths. Where are your strengths at, right?
That's very important.
That's a very important one, right? Where do your strengths lie at? Because we all have something that we're strong at. Find out what that is. Visualize achieving your goals. We just mentioned that one. Recognize your progress, right?
Yes.
Feel good about your progress. Even if it's only been a month and you only lost 11 pounds.
11?
That's 11 pounds that somebody else didn't lose.
That's a lot.
So that's a lot, huh?
Yes.
Okay, well, you know, for the human body, you can lose up to, I think, if you stay within, what did they say, like 3 to 5 pounds a week,
Okay.
you can still be healthy.
Okay.
If you get into losing 10, 15 pounds a week, you might not be losing for the right reasons, right? Reward yourself for small wins.
Okay.
Okay, so we are allowed to reward ourselves. You know what I mean? So if you know that you didn't win past 2 months straight, you avoided sugars, you drank only water, right? You eating vegetables and fruits and berries and seeds and nuts.
Right.
Right? And then you go to Water for Chocolate and he's got the jerk duck confetti on the blue plate menu. Enjoy yourself, right?
Yeah.
You earned it. You know, that's a small win. That little one meal is not going to change the results you did for the past 2 months.
Right.
Enjoy that, walk away, right? Go on about your business, right? Be kind to yourself. Easy, hard?
Easy.
Easy. I think we do pretty good at being kind to ourselves because most of us like to shop. So we pretty kind to ourselves.
Yeah.
But how do we relate this to nutrition?
Be kind to yourself. I think, I don't know, but for instance, like I have a friend who do great with their diet, changing their eating habits. That do wonderful with it, and sometimes feel guilty if they eat like an Oreo cookie or something.
Okay.
And I'll be like, you know, no, have that cookie. Like, you've been doing great. Like,
right.
I think, like, that's be kind to yourself.
That's a good
like,
example.
You don't have to just, like...
So they're not eating Oreo cookies all the time, right?
Yeah, never be able to have a treat because,
right.
you know,
right.
you're on this lifestyle change that you can never look at those cookies
little sinful
when they
moment.
say be kind to yourself,
right.
it's like... You know.
Absolutely. And I think you would enjoy it more. You know what I mean? So if it's not part of what you normally eat, you say, you know what, today I'm going to have a donut. I ain't ate a donut in 6 months. You know, I'm going to have a donut.
Be kind.
What's interesting is, though, you may eat that donut and not even like it.
Right.
Maybe, how was I ever eating this stuff? I have experienced the change in palate. It's a little shocking. For me, it happened with a potato chip.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I went nutritarian, and I'm eating fruits and vegetables and seeds and berries. And then one day, my favorite chips, honey barbecue Utz. I ate one, hadn't ate one in literally a couple of months.
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, like I literally tasted the fat in the chip. I could taste like the grease that they cooked in it. I never tasted that before.
Right.
All I would taste is the barbecue and the salt and the honey. I could taste it and I was like, oh man, you know, so like literally your palate begins to change. We don't even have a properly adjusted palate. Fruits become sweeter.
Right.
Yeah, like when you stop eating that garbage and you start eating an apple or a pear or a pineapple or cantaloupe or grapes, the sweetness like goes up.
I just experienced that. I haven't had burgers in so long, and I had one the other day, and I ripped that burger to shreds, trying to figure out like what is wrong with this burger. Like, this is horrible. Is this that? Like, what's going on?
Didn't taste good, huh?
Yes, it tastes so bad because I haven't had it in so long that I was able to just taste it for what it really was.
Right, and it didn't taste so hot. Right, that's what I mean. We don't even have the proper nutrition on food to understand that our taste buds are off. You know, if you start directing your taste buds back to the proper palate it's supposed to be, you know, like most people from other ethnicities, when they taste our food is seriously over seasoned. But that's how we like it.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're heavy on that salt and that pepper and that adobe and that season all, you know, but for other people they taste it like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, that's just super salty. But you know, our palate is adjusted to that. I'll read a comment. Be Exposed Radio says, excellent show. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We are representing for Be Exposed Radio here at the BBD Radio Show. So yeah, so be kind to yourself. I like the Oreo cookie example. You know, you're gonna make me have an Oreo cookie tonight. You know, she said I can have one. Just so y'all know. You know what my problem is with Oreos, right?
What's that?
Look, when I open up a pack of Oreo cookies, most people go and take out 1 or 2 cookies. I do like this. I take a whole row out. You know what I mean?
Well,
so that's why I kind of got to stay away a little bit. I can't control myself. So last but not least, take it one day at a time. One day at a time. Now, I'll give you my personal experience on this, right? Because this is how I did it. I took it not only one day at a time, I took it one meal at a time.
Okay.
So I started with breakfast. And I had to figure out what I was going to eat for breakfast if I didn't eat cereal or eggs and bacon, pancakes, waffles. I'm like, what do I even eat for breakfast, right? So I eventually figured some things out, eating some fruit, started learning how to make smoothies. So if I got through breakfast and I say, okay, I had a smoothie for breakfast, right? Lunch and dinner would have been along the same lines. Once I did like 3-4 days to a week of having a smoothie for breakfast, I'm like, all right, boom, got this smoothie thing down, right? Now I'm gonna move on to lunch. So now I take that first day where I have the smoothie for breakfast, and then I say, all right, I gotta eat something healthy for lunch. So I go eat the salad for lunch, right? And then try to get in days of doing that.
Yes.
And then eventually work my way down to dinner. And then eventually I had one whole day where I ate healthy. I had the smoothie, I had the salad for lunch, I had fruits and nuts for snacks, and then I ate a healthy dinner, you know what I mean, with some cabbage and some kale and some mushrooms and some grape tomatoes, and I put that over top of wild rice. And I was like, I did a whole day of being nutritious. So I kind of work it like that way. So taking it one day at a time is great advice, and I would advise even taking it one meal at a time. Start with one meal. So we'll read the last comment here from Miss D. Brown. She says, Honey Barbecue Utz, I used to love them. I left them alone. Right. Me too. Me too. Beautiful show today. I'll catch you on the flip side. Thank you very much. We appreciate you tuning in. And we have come to a close. And again, we apologize for the technical difficulties today. But hey, y'all know how it goes. We're going to hang in there. We're going to still bring you the show. The information is that important. We appreciate you guys tuning in with us. Make sure you come back next Monday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Be Exposed Radio on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you guys go blackbydemand.com to get your BBD apparel. And we could use you guys as donations. Go to patreon.com/BrotherMikeBBD to become a patron and have access to our patron-only feed. And again, we thank you. We hope you enjoyed the show and the information was good for you. On behalf of the BBD team and my co-host, the lovely Miss Janice, I'm your boy, Brother Mike. I'll catch you on the flip side. It's the black side. Peace. Nice. Get it done. Absolutely.
Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah, nutrition.
On BeExposedRadio.com.
I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question.
Whatever happened to the time